Industrial Talk is brought to you by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks offers zero trust for your operational technology without the PTSD. If you're in the digital transformation game, keeping operational technology secure and running smoothly is a tall order. It's enough to make any coolest operations director wake up in night sweats. Palo Alto Networks Zero Trust OT Security delivers comprehensive visibility and security for all OT assets, networks, and remote operations. It provides best-in-class security while simplifying OT security management. It sees and protects everything in the network, and it automates threat detection while implementing zero trust across all operations. So sleep better at night knowing you have the most comprehensive platform to detect, manage, and secure your OT assets. Learn more about the Palo Alto Networks Zero Trust solution. Go out to PaloAltoNetworks.com. That's PaloAltoNetworks.com. Find out more. You will not be disappointed.
Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott MacKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, welcome to Industrial Talk, a platform that is dedicated to industrial professionals all around the world. You are bold, brave, you dare greatly, you innovate, you are changing lives, and therefore you are changing the world. And we are broadcasting on site. SMRP 31, that's 31 years of providing excellence here in Orlando. And if you're not here, you need to come to the 32. That's SMRP 32. And if you're in the world of reliability, asset management, or you have any passion to be in the world of reliability and asset management and maintenance, you need to join SMRP. Go out to smrp.org. Find out more. They have so much. Are you a member?
I am.
No, there you go.
Of course I am.
That's Yoann. You get to meet people like him. Let's get cracking. Yeah.
All right.
How are you?
I'm doing good, Scott. How about you?
I'm doing much better after I've got my special espresso
There you go.
drink.
I'm happy you do.
No, I'm telling you.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Santé.
Well, how do you say it?
Santé.
Santé.
As we say in France.
Uh-huh.
Santé.
Okay. There, I like it.
So you having a good conference, Scott?
Yeah, why are you interviewing me? You're supposed to say I'm having a great conference. I'm busy as can be. You get to speak to people like you. Are you having a good conference?
I am. It's fantastic. This year is actually fantastic. I've been to a couple of them. And
Have you?
Yeah, and it's a good one.
Have you had a booth before, or is this the first time Spartakus?
So it's last year we had a booth for the first time, and here it's the second time because we've been doing all sort of trade shows, and this one is, I'd say, by far the best.
Is it really?
I think so.
Man, that's a testimony. I like that.
Or, okay, let's say in the top three. Right.
So give us a background on who you are and how long you've been with Spartakus.
Good one. So I come from France. I'm an engineer, and I came to Canada 10 years ago to work in a mine. I had no clue what was reliability and maintenance, no clue, but I got hired to build a lubrication program. I knew nothing about lubrication, and
way.
Yeah, but you know what? I learned out. I listened to podcasts, read books, all the good stuff that you find at this conference, and year after year, you make mistakes, but you learn, and you get to get a CMRP at some point, and meet great people. That's me. And
what was the mining company that where were you in what province?
It was in Quebec.
It was in Quebec?
Yeah, northern Quebec. So can you imagine, I was 25 at the time, and you're hired to do 14 days in, 14 days out.
Yeah,
So
that's remote, baby. That's north.
But the 14 days out, you come back to Montreal, which is a great city.
Foodie town, baby.
Exactly. So I had the time of my life.
I bet you did.
I did.
Ate well, gained weight.
Oh yeah.
But it's a beautiful town.
It is. Have you ever been?
No, I've only seen pictures, and all my family live in Ontario, Hamilton,
Okay.
Dundas, in that area. My dad was born in Quebec City.
Oh yeah.
So that's my lineage. That's where I come from, my roots.
Come on, man. You should come.
I know. I want to. But there's no business that's saying, hey, Scott, come on up here. Somebody's got to say, hey, there's business up here, and I'll be up there in a jet second. Listen to me out there.
We'll arrange something, Scott.
There it is. That's all I want. I just want to collaborate.
There you go.
That's all I want. All right, let's talk a little bit about what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah, so...
energy and resilience. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about that, Spartacus, which is a cool name, by the way. Just FYI.
You think so?
Well, it definitely has the perception of something really strong and powerful, Spartacus.
Like this coffee?
Yeah, like this coffee. Love it. Yeah, talk to us.
Yeah, so I just finished a technical session at SMRP. I was giving a technical session, and it was about energy and resilience. And the point I made during that speech is that I wanted to bring a different perspective with relates to, transition to energy, green energy, everything renewable and everything. We're being bombarded in the media and everything about, we have to do this transition and we have to abandon combustion engines and everything. But I have a different perspective on that, and I wanted to share it with the audience.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Share it. So
my take is that we live in a capitalist and liberal society. Capitalist, as Karl Marx said, increasing profit until the end of time. And liberal means that, with, federal bank, Federal Reserve, doing policies like quantitative easing and low interest rates, it's not tomorrow that we're going to see a decrease in GDP, in economic growth. So it's going to continue, and economic growth, as I explained, as I demonstrated, is that it's solely based on our energy consumption. Whether it's, wood or biomass or fuel or nuclear or solar, whatever. It's just we need energy, we need power to make things move, right? Yeah, you got here using you took a flight, right? And all the food we're eating has been transported with a truck and everything. So it's all connected to energy. So if we don't have energy, we have nothing, basically.
It's true. I'm tracking. I hear what you're saying. Continue.
Yeah. So and really, my speech is not around carbon emissions and CO2 pollution and everything. I don't want to get into that. Really, it's about energy. I have a master's degrees in thermodynamics. Mm-hmm. So really, I try to apply those concepts of, there's a limited amount of material resources and fossil fuels on the planet. And at some point, it's going to dry out. I don't know if it's tomorrow, in 50 years, 100 years, I don't know. But at some point, we're going to run out of these fossil fuels, right? And since everything is based on fossil fuels, I do my grocery store at Costco or whatever, and all the trucks, they're not electric trucks. They're, fueled by diesel or else. So my point really is that there's a limited quantity on Earth. So if you remove, at some point, if you remove that from the equations, you can say goodbye to your economic growth. And if you say goodbye to your economic growth, well, you're going to have issues like social, political, and tensions, right? And I think you just have to turn on the TV and you see what I mean, right?
I don't want to.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So in the end, if we apply that principle to industry, if you try to think about what the a manufacturing plant should look like or would look like in, let's say, 50 years from now, I think it's going to, be, there's going to be a lot of disruptions in energy chain supply chains. So industrial facilities should be resilient and reliable. Reliable, there's a ton of things to do, and there were lots of great speech about that, and I can talk about it, but really resilience to me is, I think, the missing key at the moment, because it's tough to implement. It involves politics, media, public figures, citizens, because to give you an example of resilience, it would be to relocate all the manufacturing sites that were globalized during the 20th century here. I'm going to give you an example. All my clothes they're being made in Bangladesh or Asia in general.
Yeah.
How come in the 21st century I cannot easily buy clothes that are made in Canada? And what happens if there's no fuel to transport our clothes from the other side of the Pacific to here? Am I going to go naked out there?
Yeah.
You see the idea? So I feel like the 20th century was about globalization. I think the 21st, with all the energy at stake, issues at stake in mind, should be the century of relocalization of everything, and create an ecosystem locally at the scale of I'd say the county, of multiple, the paper plant and the food processing industry and everything, and all work together to be resilient in case of shock.
Okay, so let me see if I understand, and you just got to say yes and add to it. So right now I buy my clothes, China, Bangladesh, whatever. There's a global manufacturing reality.
Exactly.
You're saying we're going to have to, or consider bringing everything and making it more local, right?
Yeah.
So my clothes, I can be local, I can and be able to be more efficient in the use of my energy. Is that right?
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely.
Huh.
I think it's a paradigm shift, complete culture change. But I think with the energy reserves that we have, as I said, fossil fuels will come to an end at some point, so we have to relocate everything, because it's not tomorrow that those shipping containers are going to run on lithium, right? And be powered by hydrogen or nuclear batteries. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It may happen because we have brilliant engineers and physicists in humanity. But my take is today, there's a risk. And I think as a society, we should think about those problems and be proactive about it.
What you're in essence advocating is the removal of inefficiency. So is it truly, if energy is the linchpin of the economy, which I agree with you wholeheartedly, manufacturing something in Asia, shipping it across, you're removing that whole that energy consumption.
Exactly.
And you're saying, hey, we'll put it right here. This is where we'll be. The qualities will be there. The costs, the benefits associated with that.
Yeah, that's what it's one piece of the puzzle, right? It's just
that's interesting.
One idea. Another thing would be to make these manual jobs cooler. Right. Being a mechanic, being a heavy machine operator, all these people out there, they have trouble finding people who want to do these kind of jobs, right? Because it's tough. Yeah. And maybe it's because through the years we made it kind of uncool, and we pushed our kids towards, high degrees in university, and they get to go into, a marketing firm, and they're doing a job sometimes they hate, or they don't like, or they don't align with the values of these jobs. I think we need to find a way to make those industrial work cooler.
I agree with you.
And I don't know how.
But I agree with you 100% on that. I think that we as industry have to do a better job at spicing it up, making it more appealing, speak the language of the youth to be able to attract them. And it's not as if it's not doable, because when I see what's taking place in industry, the technology, the innovation, the solutions that exist out there, that's pretty cool stuff. But we're not telling the right story. We're not doing it. And I think you're right on the money where where everybody started to push their children into college. Some were not, you know, and we missed a generation of people who are really focused in on industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's interesting. I think you're bringing up some really interesting points. How do you begin? I mean, that's a big one.
Man,
I don't know how you do it.
Because it brings so many consequences, right? You have to work on the cultural level, social level, education, even philosophy, and even metaphysical, right?
Yeah.
You have to give a purpose to people, something that is different than just, making more money and more money and more money all the time. It's really gargantuesque, the effort to put.
This is my skepticism that pops in. I hear what you're saying, but I don't see that that people generally have altruistic motives. And they might see an opportunity but take advantage of it in a way that and that's why it's many of the green initiatives fall into a similar category. Some might not. We're just doing it because we're greenwashing, and so it's a really interesting challenge.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's a balance between, like you said, greenwashing and being genuine.
Yeah.
And having the good of humanity in mind. I mean, maybe I'm idealist, but I try to believe for my children that there's a better future out there.
I agree. I like the points that you're bringing up. I think that's very thought-provoking. I never heard of it that way, but I can see the value of it. I can see it. Then a lot of the issues associated with how do we electrify, because it's okay and everything's regional or wherever. Yeah, I can see it. Now that's workable.
It is.
It's when they're, all the way across. No, I like it. How do the people get a hold of you there, my friend?
Perfect. That was great.
Yeah. How do they get a hold of you?
What do you mean by
if they saying, hey, I want to talk to you?
Yeah, you go to www.spartakustech.com, Spartakus with a K.
Oh, you did it.
Spartakustech.com.
Sounds very good.
There you go.
All right. Yoann, right?
Yes.
Yoann is his name. You were fantastic.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Oh, it was fantastic. All right, we're going to wrap it up on the other side. We're going to have all the contact information for Yoann out on industrialtalk.com, so fear not. Go out to industrialtalk.com. Also, put on your to-do list is become a member of SMRP. Go out to smrp.org. You get to meet great people like Yoann that is just cool thinking. Very cool thinking. Also, SMRP has all these symposiums and these regional membership. It's just a great organization to be involved. So go out to smrp.org. We're going to wrap it up on the other side. Thank you very much for joining. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
Absolutely cool topic. Energy resilience. Yoann is bringing the lumber. Spartacus is the company. All the contact information will be out on Industrial Talk. Energy resilience, centralization. It's an interesting and provoking hypothesis. Anyway, so it's very cool. I enjoyed the conversation. I hope you did too. All right, Industrial Talk is here for you. Industrial professionals. It's an ecosystem that is expanding on a daily basis. Be a part of it. Go out to industrialtalk.com. Click on Let's Connect, and you will be talking to me. We have, of course, podcasts. We have webcasts. We have learning management systems that dive deep into really interesting subject matters, primarily marketing and sales. You want to impact your bottom line? That's where you need to be. And it's about the price of a cup of coffee. So anyway, be bold, be brave, dare greatly. We're going to have another great conversation shortly, so stay tuned.